In progress.
Good evening, Om Shanti. Welcome. How's everyone doing?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We have a little angel here with us. Her name is Arna. Arna, you want to say hello to everyone? Come. Come here. Idhar aao.
Hello, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, she's so cute.
Om Shanti, yeah, very cute.
She's Mandeep ji's daughter, and yeah, welcome. Great. So today we thought to discuss on don't think. Don't think, just remember. Do we think? Do we think all the time? Do you think? Yes, what do you think, Arna?
I think that I like warm hugs.
Okay, like warm hugs. Okay. What else do we all think? We all think about something. Is it not good to think? What's the problem in thinking?
Yeah, overthinking is problem.
Overthinking is problem, right? When do we overthink? Why do we overthink?
When something is troubling us.
Something is troubling us. We tend to go into the expansion. Right? And so the title says, don't think, just remember. Just remember. So there is a difference between thinking and remembering. What's the difference between thinking and remembering? So if I'm remembering something, am I not thinking? What happens when I'm remembering something? Suppose I'm remembering my childhood days. And what is happening? Am I consciously thinking? What is happening?
Unconsciously, it's coming to you.
It's coming, right?
Yeah.
So in remembrance, it's like thoughts are coming. In thinking, we are actually consciously thinking. And so what is easier, remembering or thinking?
Yeah. Thinking is easier.
Thinking is easier.
Yes. More trouble.
More trouble. So if you really think about it, so where are thoughts emerging from? And where is, remembrance coming from? Because meditation is all about, we say how to, we say slow down thoughts or, have less thoughts and have more of silence, right? Silence is basically when thoughts naturally come rather than, when we say thoughts of peace or thoughts of happiness, thoughts of contentment. It's more like a feeling, isn't it? And even remembrance is like feeling nostalgic about, our homeland or about our family, about our childhood days, everything, our college days. It's like a feeling that emerges. Right? And so don't think, just remember is also. So in the Sunday's Murli that, we were revising, the main theme was this, that generally what happens is when we sit in meditation, we try to think, we try to think, we try to think. But what happens is when we think too much, then it blocks the experience. We think, oh, I am a soul. Think, oh no, I'm an angel. We think I was a deity. We think a lot. But then, the message was that just by thinking, we're actually not experiencing. But when we remember, we automatically experience. That's why meditation is also called, in Hindi, it's called Yad Karna. And so the main message is to just, consider the self as a soul and remember my truth. Remember, who am I really? Remember where have I come from? Remember who do I belong to? remember. It's like to remember. Mm. Mhm. So we have a few um, thoughts to discuss and a couple of videos also. So let's start. Mm. Says don't think, just, can you see? Just remember. Mm. Too many thoughts block energy from Baba. Baba is God. You know? Meditation is all about experiencing God's energy. But when I have too many thoughts, then what happens is I block that energy. That energy is coming, like, for example, sun is there, but if I'm inside the room and my windows are closed, I won't feel the sunlight in the same way. Too many thoughts actually don't allow God's light, God's power to touch the soul. Mhm. If I'm consciously thinking, analyzing, then it's as if I'm blocking the energy from God. Dadi Janki always used to say, don't think. She used to say, we think a lot.
But during meditation, like we think that we have a like soul in the middle of our forehead and that's going above the
Right.
earth and feeling the presence of the God and the supreme soul. That is all thinking. It's happening to think. If we don't think and just don't think anything, then all other thoughts will start coming.
Right.
At least when we are thinking this thing, that step by step, the Raja Yoga thing,
Right.
then at least only those thoughts are coming. Right?
Right. Yeah, we are creating those thoughts, definitely.
Should we not even think that?
Yeah, so it's like, it's good to think that because it's like I'm connecting back to my truth. And don't think here is like not too much thinking about the external, things. So for that, and so even when I'm consciously thinking, creating thoughts about, I'm a point of light, I'm going above and beyond. One is to think, the other is to feel. So I may be thinking, okay, I'm a soul, but then I may not be able to feel it completely. And so, when I give myself time to just take a step back and, and then remember. It's like remember means it's not that Saurabh, I'm trying to be soul conscious or I'm trying to meditate, but it's actually I, the soul, who is on an eternal journey through time, supposed to play right now the role of Saurabh. And it's trying to let go of the consciousness of Saurabh. So that's the difference between thinking and remembering. Says all vices are too many thoughts. Yeah. No, our real purpose actually is to become viceless, right? Free from all the vices, right? We all know the expansion of vices, right? And if you really look at what are vices, what is a vice? How do we define anger? Anger is when a lot of thoughts just, come one after the other, one at a very fast pace, right? And ego also will, be like that. Any vice, attachment will be thoughts of worry, right? Thoughts of fear. Greed will be too much greed is like thoughts of desires, right? I want this, I want this, I want this. Non-stop, one after the other, one after the other. Right. It's like mind becomes like a monkey, always wanting. And so when we say don't think, we're actually automatically going beyond vices, right? Mm. Mhm. Says you can't think too much about the soul. The soul's story is very simple. You can just be it. The story of the role is too complicated. So you need to think a lot. So if I consider myself as Saurabh, then there'll be so many thoughts around it because there is such a long story, such a past and then present and then future, and so many things, the drama around the character of Saurabh, and so many insecurities around the character of Saurabh. And the moment I consider myself as Saurabh, all those thoughts will come automatically. They will become like a cloud, बादल की तरह आ जाएंगे, और they will just, completely entrap me. Right? Now, when I think of myself or consider myself as a soul, then what thoughts come? What do I think?
I'm an actor.
I'm an actor,
Soul on a journey.
soul on a journey, right? What else?
I'm a guest here. I have
I am
returned.
I have to return back home, right? What else?
Nothing belongs to me.
Nothing belongs to me, right? And they're very simple thoughts, like they're very simple uh, uh, awarenesses. So with the soul, it's more of an awareness, actually, if we see. With the role, it's more of conscious thinking. But with the soul, it's more of an awareness. And that's it. I am a point of light. I'm on a journey through time. I've played many, many characters. This is one of the characters. And my life, the soul's life, is very simple. It's not complicated. Every soul is peaceful. Every soul is innocent. Every soul is full of love and respect. Then it's easy. Then no more thoughts, right? Like soul consciousness automatically frees us from a lot of unnecessary thinking. Mhm. So the more we are, experimenting, the more we are experiencing soul consciousness, it's like our thoughts automatically reduce. Does it make sense? Mhm.
Because when we think we're soul, I mean, a lot of vices like anger and all
Right.
that, because we start thinking others are soul,
Mhm.
so we're not angry,
Right.
right? And we are not greedy because we think nothing belongs to us.
Mhm.
So many thoughts automatically disappear
Disappear.
just as thinking that you are soul.
True. True. Mhm. And that's what is meditation, really. We've been experimenting with this consciousness of bhai bhai ki drishti, to see everyone as a brother soul. And really, if I don't see the other person as my brother, right? And suppose I'm talking to someone with whom I've interacted a lot. And if I'm not seeing them as my brother, I'm seeing them as a, person, then I'll remember, उसने ये किया, ये हुआ, फिर ये हुआ, फिर ये हुआ, फिर ऐसे हुआ, वो ऐसा है, ये वैसा. So many thoughts will be coming, right? And all those thoughts are based in illusion. They are not real. But the moment I realize, that's who that soul is, my brother, right? Then everything just fades away. And so that's why in the Murli Baba said Sochna Swarup ya Smriti Swarup. Baba said when we do Sochna Swarup, जब हम बहुत सोचते हैं, अच्छा मैं ये हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, है ना? तो उसमें कहीं ना कहीं, है ना, there is a lot of struggle. But स्मृति स्वरूप में कोई struggle नहीं. When I remember, then thoughts come from above. Like you also said, right? जब याद करते हैं तो अपने आप विचार आते हैं, rather than we having to think too much. So then when we remember, then अपने आप परमात्मा के thoughts अपने आप आत्मा के अंदर आने लगते.
Sometimes some thoughts keep coming to you, like those kind of disturbing thoughts, any
Right.
kind of things. You try not to think about it, but because that's how the situation is, it keep coming back to you. So what to do to break that, like a circle?
Yeah. And thoughts of, the story world, the drama or the character, they
Yeah.
keep on coming. उसी समय, it's a very gentle shift. And in that very moment, once I realized that, ठीक है, आ रहे हैं thoughts, which is fine, but they belong to the character and not me, in that very moment when I tell myself internally, mm,
And the character has to handle it.
yeah.
The way it will
हाँ.
come, the situation will.
There's a अंदर से ही जैसे ना जब शांति रहती है तो अपने आप ही then those thoughts will emerge, like pure thoughts will emerge.
And we get our answers.
Yeah,
By answers.
right. And so it says, Baba doesn't think, he just is. Like God, he doesn't think. He's just himself. And so when we are soul conscious, then at the right time, the right thoughts will automatically come. It's like we align ourselves to life. Yes, come sit here. Good.
I see. Like this. Mhm.
And
Everything.
the question is what to remember, how to remember, when to remember, and why to remember. How do we answer? What to remember? What should we remember?
Baba.
Baba, right?
We remember what you said.
What's that?
We remember what you said.
We remember what you say. Acha. Nahi, it's
Should
not-
remember that we are soul.
Yeah, we should remember we are a soul. We should remember our truth, our reality. Right. How to remember? How should we remember? What is the answer? How should we remember? How should we remember that we are a soul? How should we remember that we have come from our home? How should we remember? What is the answer?
Like morning, evening,
Morning,
night,
evening.
reminding ourselves, and
Mm.
then eventually it will start coming by itself.
Right.
See properly. Like this.
So that's when to remember, It's like when to remember, especially in the early morning hours. Like when I really remember in the early morning hours, then this consciousness becomes very firm. You say, how to remember? The answer for me is like, how to remember is, before remembering, I should forgetting everything else, and then remembering. Because if I am remembering sorrow also, and if I'm remembering soul also, then the mind is confused. So, okay, what do you want? Do you want sorrow or do you want soul? Or are you just complicating everything? Right? So how to remember is, step one is first to forget. That's why, when we say detachment, what is detachment? Detachment really is detachment from thoughts. Our mind is occupied with too many thoughts constantly. Detachment from thoughts. So, how to remember is first I forget and then I remember. When to remember, especially as it throughout the day, but especially early morning hours, a very good time to really soak the soul in remembrance. To soak up the soul in remembrance. Right? So that I completely lose myself in remembrance. Why to remember? What do you think? Why should we remember?
Reality check.
Reality check. Because that's where the true income of the soul lies. In why? In remembering. Why do I do anything? Is because I get some benefit out of it. And so why should I remember? Because that's what connects me to the truth. That's what makes me myself. Right?
The quality of Saurabh, you're actually in that sense, then automatically the consciousness of the true identity will help us to take the right decisions, do the right
Take the
karma.
right decision. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so then the effort is not too much on, say, should I do this action or that action? But when my consciousness is aligned, the truth, then automatically right actions will be performed.
Mm. Right.
Is remember, which means become a member again. Remember. Member again means I'm a member of this beautiful world family. We're all souls, we're all, playing our roles here. We're all members of this family. But when I remember, I become a member. Take a membership, right? But when I forget, then I lose my membership. And then I become a member of the other, the illusion, energy of illusion. I take a membership there. Right. Now, why Baba says it's a second? Generally all the meditations that, Baba will connect, will say, okay, in a second, become soul conscious. In a second, go to Paramdham. In a second, become an angel. Isn't it? Right? So why Baba says in a second? Because he doesn't want the thinking mind to interfere. Because if it's not a second, let's say it's a minute, then what will happen in those 60 seconds is I'll start to think. Right? So in a second means it's going beyond, the thinking mind. It's like I'm putting a full stop to the thinking mind. Does it make sense, right? So it's like being soul conscious in a second. I remember who I am in a second. Right? Right.
This is when we try to connect to the soul and God. But in the day-to-day life,
Correct.
there are so many things
Yes.
to think about.
Correct.
Like we talked about some like positive and negative thoughts,
Right.
mundane thoughts, and then waste thoughts. So those kind of thoughts
Correct.
don't come.
Yeah, what to
Yeah.
do in practical life.
Yeah, I think we have to bifurcate and take action.
Correct.
That's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah. So let's look at that also. So there's one another thought here. It says, don't do meditation, just meditate.
Mhm.
There's a slight difference. We generally say, okay, let me do meditation.
Mm.
But when I do something,
Mm.
then I start to think about it.
Mm.
How to do, what to do,
Mm.
right? Because we generally, thoughts are all around doing. But meditation is actually to be. I'm being myself. I'm not doing, I'm just being. And so meditation is not I have to do something, because that's how we are trained to do. It's actually just to be. Yeah. One practical thing that works in a practical level is, in a week, let me create a day or two to just be. Like, of course, some days we are busy, we have a lot of things, activities going on, but maybe I can plan my activities in such a way, at least one day a week, to just focus on being myself. Not too much thinking, not too much running around, right? Like we make a schedule for everything, right? Okay, weekends is for grocery, weekdays is for work, this day is for cooking, this day is for household activities. That's how we make. We'll say, okay, this day or one day a week is just to be myself. I'm not gonna, I'm consciously not trying to go anywhere in my mind. Just be, just to remember, just to be. So this really boils down to, doing versus being, really. That's what it is. Thoughts are all about doing, doing, doing. And remembrance is about being, being. So let's watch a little clip, and it talks about the difference between the doing mode of the brain and the being mode of the brain, right? And how
Now we're going to look at two different modes our minds can operate from: doing mode and being mode. Doing mode is our analytical mode of mind. It's what we use for analyzing situations logically and rationally, or making judgments or comparisons, setting and achieving goals, and creating and implementing plans. Doing mode is effective for solving problems and accomplishing concrete tasks. Doing mode helps us get from point A to point B. In doing mode, we start with an idea of how we want something to be, some sort of goal or plan. Then we compare this to how things are right now. And then, if there's a difference between the way things are right now and the way we want them to be, we figure out what needs to happen to close this gap. And we come up with a series of steps designed to take things from A to B. And then we monitor our progress, test hypotheses, and make adjustments until we end up where we want to be. The alternative to doing mode is being mode. Being mode involves simply paying attention to our experiences non-judgmentally, the way that they are in the present moment. And so being mode is a mode that we're operating from when we're being mindful. In being mode, we're not judging our experiences, and especially not our internal experiences of thoughts, feelings and emotions, and body sensations, as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, desirable or undesirable. We're not trying to fix or solve or figure out anything. We're simply allowing things to be however they are in the present moment, just paying attention to whatever's here and being rather than doing. Being mode is generally the mode of mind that we're in if we're relaxed or doing something relaxing, like listening to music or reading for pleasure, or enjoying a cup of coffee on a lazy Saturday morning, or taking a bath, or doing yoga or meditation, or any sort of quiet reflection or prayer, or going for a walk, especially out in nature, or listening to someone talk without worrying about what we're going to say next, or just mindfully doing any routine activity throughout our day. Now let's look at some of the characteristics of being mode and contrast them to doing mode. Doing mode involves things such as judging, planning, categorizing, evaluating, and problem solving, and takes things on from an analytical, logical, rational, and quantitative perspective. On the other hand, being mode involves awareness, noticing, watching, exploring, and observing, and using intuition, creativity, curiosity, and operating from a qualitative perspective. While doing mode is about taking control, fixing things, and making them a certain way, being mode is about acceptance and openness, willingness, allowing, and letting be. In doing mode, we're busy and productive. In being mode, we're more still and relaxed. Doing mode involves a lot of thinking, while being mode is more about feeling. Doing mode is future-oriented and goal-directed. Being mode is present-oriented and focused in the moment. It's important to remember that what we're talking about here by doing mode and being mode are modes of mind. We're referring to what's going on with our minds and not what's going on with our behavior. We don't need to use our doing mode of mind every time we do something. As we've been learning, anything we do, we can do mindfully. And when we do things mindfully, we're engaging our being mode of mind rather than our doing mode of mind. And since doing mode and being mode are modes of mind and not referring to what we're actually doing at the time, you could be lying on the couch all day and not physically doing anything, yet your mind could still be engaged in doing mode, thinking, planning, ruminating, dwelling on things. Your mind can be doing a lot, even though physically you're not doing anything. Or you could have an action-packed day in which you're doing lots of things, but if you're doing them mindfully, your mind may be primarily operating out of being mode, despite the fact that you're doing so much. And so being mode and doing mode refer to what's going on in your mind, regardless of what you're doing physically and the types of activities you're engaged in. And in the next video, we'll learn how to reduce stress and calm our emotions by spending less time in doing mode and more time just being. And please hit the like button.
Does it kind of make sense, the difference between the two, being mode and doing mode? Is it something we can relate to? Yes. Right.
Naturally,
Mm.
you are a hardworking person, and sometimes you have to, the other person, it could be difficult to be a hardworking person because that's not in their nature.
Mm.
Something which comes to you by your nature, that's the being mode.
Being mode. Mhm. Correct. Good.
You don't have to do any extra effort for that.
Right. Mhm. And doing is something that we are trained in, our academics and everything is about, accomplishing something, making a plan, following it, then saying, okay, this is where I am, this is where I need to be. Yeah, of course, that all of that is important, but then in being mode, it is something very different, actually. So doing mode is goal-oriented. And so sometimes when I do meditation, I can be goal-oriented also. I'll say, I want to experience this, I want to experience this, I want to experience this, right? But actually meditation doesn't happen like that. Right? Meditation is just to be myself, allow myself to be who I am, allow things to be how they are, allow people to be who they are. And then, gradually this inner, kind of awareness kind of emerges. Just like an ocean, and on the surface of the ocean, it's so turbulent, so many waves. But at the bottom of it, it's very, very silent. And the same with the mind, doing mode, a lot of thoughts, waves. But the being mode is very silent. So I know we are human beings, not human doings. Right? Are you human being or you human doing? Human being. Good. Good. Yes. Yeah. That's what I really feel in today's times. It's so difficult to find time for the self. It's so easy to run around and, there's so much to do, right? And just to be, right? There's one thought that helps to be in the being mode, is this thought that I am on vacation. I am on vacation. When we go on a vacation, what is our state of mind?
Relaxed.
Relaxed. कुछ भी हो रहा है कोई बात नहीं, मैं तो छुट्टी पे हूँ. I'm not worried, right? And so the reality is, we souls are here on vacation. We have come here on a holiday trip, right? This life is a holiday trip, right? We have come from our home. We have come here to enjoy, right? To create good memories and have fun. That's it. And so I'm on vacation, right? So this attitude really, allows us to be in the being mode, remembering. That's it. Otherwise, I begin to take stress for every little thing. Now, Murli takes us from doing to being on a daily basis. Like, every the spiritual lesson that what is the intention? Generally when we wake up in the morning, we always have thoughts about doing. I did this yesterday, I have to do this today, I have to do that tomorrow. So many thoughts of doing. But in Murli, what God is really trying to, work on us is, it's like shift the consciousness from doing to being. So at the end of it, we just are left with a beautiful feeling of being ourselves. Right? And so that's why this daily reminder, Murli is a reminder. So when that reminder is there, I can then remember. Right? Every day's Murli is a reminder. Right? And then I can remember. There's action consciousness or actor consciousness. So in thinking mode, I am action consciousness. Okay, I have to do this. Okay, now this, now this, now this, now this. Right? Actor consciousness is, okay, this is the part, it's being done. In actor consciousness, I'll step back for a little perspective after something is done. I've realized one thing is, there's so many things that happen during the day, but very, very rarely we'll stop during the day to say, oh wow, what good, this is so good, this has happened this way. Generally, we forget that and focus on what I have to do next. And so an actor consciousness, which means I have the entire script in my mind. I have the larger view of life in my mind. So if something happens, okay, but I'll see from that perspective, from my larger perspective. So action consciousness creates a lot of thoughts, whereas actor consciousness is like remembering. Right? Yes. How Brahma Baba made effort. Brahma Baba, really, he made effort to make this shift over and over again by constant attention. It's like I'm being. Okay, I'm eating, but what am I being? I'm walking, but what am I being? I'm talking, but what am I being? Right? That's what he would call याद. मैं याद में था कि नहीं, कि माया मुझे इधर ले गई, उधर ले गई, ये ख्याल आ गए, वो ख्याल आ गए. So his really focus was how to be in meditation, meditative state of mind, whilst doing everything. It sounds so simple, but that's what real effort is. Yeah.
People very quickly
Yeah.
happen.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Isn't it?
And like what you're saying, we have to stay in active consciousness, but throughout the day. But
Right.
even 2 minutes in a day, that is even a struggle.
Correct. True. And that's why over and over again we, grind in ourselves this consciousness. Right. Mhm. It says drama is in this moment only. Like thinking, what happens is when I'm in thinking mode, I'm thinking that happened, this. But when I'm in remembrance, then I'm just linked to drama. Like I'm flowing with the drama. Once a second happened, and then I've experienced it, and then I forget it. Like kids, something happens, even if they'll have a fight, they'll forget it. Right? Because that's the way human consciousness, pure consciousness operates. Like just being available, just enjoying this moment in the drama. And that's really remembering. That's the being mode. In doing mode, that's where, we complicate things. Cha, Om Shanti. Thank you. So let's open up and see if there are any thoughts anyone would like to share, add.
Om Shanti, Saurabh.
Om Shanti.
Thank you, Saurabh. Very nice, beautiful class. And what I kind of took from that class was the being in that meditative state. जैसे अब ब्रह्मा बाबा का बता रहे थे कि कैसे सारा पुरुषार्थ, that is around. Can we be in that meditative state so that we're not doing meditation, but we're actually in that awareness all the time? So then automatically it's like, जैसे मैंने एक बार कभी देखा था video, they were saying that the time that we spend in meditation, but then the other time has to be in sync with that. तो फिर हम जब meditation में बैठते हैं तो automatically बाकी time हमने सोचा that helps our quality of meditation.
True.
So I think काफी जैसे आप बता रहे थे कि वो it's not just for that 1 hour, but it's throughout the day. Yeah.
True. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other inspirations?
Thank you, Saurabh. It was so lovely. I managed to listen to you for a little bit today.
Oh.
Got most of it. So
Ah.
thank you for sending the information at the last minute. I looked at the WhatsApp
Oh.
message and I thought today I'm definitely going to join in. And
So nice
yeah,
to meet you.
yes, it's so nice to see you after so long. And absolutely does ring a bell, right? We're always much happier when we are in the being mode, and yeah, it's a good reminder. We should try to be in that mode more often.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other thoughts? Would you like to share? Arna, you want to share something?
I'm gonna share some play-doh.
Come here. Come here and share.
What you've learned today.
What do you learn today?
How we have to be nice to everyone. No?
I
See?
got kind to my friends.
Huh?
I shared my toys with my friends. Astra and me were having fun.
How should we be?
Good.
We should be good.
You did that?
We are also kind and compassionate.
What is that?
Compassionate.
We should be compassionate. Good. Very good. So let's all say something nice about Arna. So she's come for the first time. So thank you, Arna. So good to see you. Right.
Beautiful. Very well done.
And you said the beautiful things that we all should follow. Thank you so much for reminding us to be kind, to be compassionate. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Any other words of wisdom from Arna?
Also, we need to be passionate and nice. And also healthy. We don't need big kids, not small kids. Grown up, come back.
Very nice. Very nice. You want to say Om Shanti again to everyone?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
How
Thank
old
you.
are you, Anna?
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Anna. How old are you, beta?
4 years old.
You are so smart, so sweet. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so, yesterday was Amandeep Ben's birthday. So let us wish her. We forgot to wish her birthday. So let's wish Amandeep Ben birthday.
Thank you.
Can I- 1 second.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, Amandeep.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, belated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Mama.
Happy
Many
birthday.
happy returns.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. We are belated.
Thank you so much.
सुना वो नहीं
अच्छा. Sure. So thank you everyone for your time and presence. Have a wonderful day.
Om Shanti. Have a blessed day, everyone. Om Shanti.
Shanti will continue with the Murli.
Om Shanti. Yes.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sobha.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Om
family.
Shanti. So